Hey, morning. I just feel like singing this morning, Mel. I just feel like singing. I wake up this morning in that singing mood. You don't know. I just tell you, I don't know. They say when you wake up in the morning and you're feeling good and you want to feel like singing,
Mm-hmm.
they say that's the joy, you know? It's like a joy. It's the happiness. It just makes you feel good to be alive. and so sometimes and so sometimes, boy, let me tell you, you start a piece of singing, and it does well. Trust me, it give you this. So I brushing my teeth, and it give you this new look, new approach to your day, and you start thinking. You know what is amazing about feeling this kind of way is when you sing. It's like what has happened. You start thinking about nice things, beautiful things,
Mm-hmm.
because you're happy. You're hoping that your light bill pay, your water bill pay. See, all these things line up. So you got all these things, your children's school pay, you know, you then pay your mortgage or your rent. So you could sing now because you're happy. You wake up in a good mood, everything covered. And so ain't much Bahamians get the opportunity to feel this way because
Wow.
they struggling. And they're struggling because they put themselves in this situation.
Mm.
Some mightn't. Some might be default because of their husband leave them or their wife leave them, and so mentally they ain't getting it together. So they put themselves in this financial way. But this morning, I wake up with a song in my heart. That's what the old people say. I wake up with a song in my heart, and that song can carry me for the whole day because I happy. I happy because my bills are paid. I got some people who love me, and they show it, and so I am grateful. And so my word today is just be grateful for some people in some good situations, but they just miserable generally. And so all you gotta do is that when you feel that sweet feeling in your heart and you want to sing, mm-hmm,
Well, I could say also that persons who are not feeling that way can actually just do like what they do on the day of the week it is, do a throwback on the days when you could remember, reminisce about the things that was going well in your life and
mm-hmm,
get your day started on that in
mm,
hope that things will get better. It will not always be in the bad rut state
mm,
that they may find themselves. But when you look away and look towards the more positive comes to you. So, as you say, your week started out, you didn't say your day, your week.
yeah, my
So,
week.
the week and then it will continue into the month and into the year because
And I
we honestly do create the joy and the happiness that
and,
we experience, not
and I know
anyone
some
else.
and I know some of the folks are nosy, you see, they little nosy there. I wonder what he's singing. Yeah. And like, what a song, I'm gonna hear this song. But boy, the old people say sweet song soothe your heart. And then the Bible say, if a man sing, joy. So, that's life. My 5 cent this morning is that when you feel that song and bring that joy to you, don't continue it. Keep it going all day. Hold it because only good things could happen to you. Mel?
Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
so we can roll right into our healthy tip,
Mm-hmm.
which again is fifth aspect of the New Start NEWST. Oh, it's actually the sixth because
Okay.
we did the nutrition, the exercise, the water, the sunlight, and then we looked at temperance the last time. So today we're actually looking at A, and that A stands for air. fresh air, the air that we breathe, that we don't have to pay a utility bill on, the one beneficial thing that is free to all of us, and it is essential. Fresh air is a component of our healthy existence. It's not only in the atmosphere, but it enters our body. And so when we think about fresh air, air enters our lungs and the lung take it to every cell in the body. Imagine that air being polluted with atmospheric toxins. And there are so many. There are the fumes that come from dysfunctional or poor functioning motor vehicles. There is the burning of rubbish or waste material, such as persons living near the waste plants. Um, and then there's the pollution with noise, right? The air carries all of these things. That's how sound travels, right? In the air. And
Yeah.
so when we think about our health and well-being, we want to make sure that the atmosphere in which we work, live, learn, play, be entertained is fresh air. So, when we are in a home environment, we want to make sure that the windows are open and air is circulating so that the old can be exchanged for the new. Because if we're not exchanging the fresh air, then we have a buildup of toxins in our home. We have a buildup of toxins in our environment. So we have to be environmental friendly. We have to also be conscious of the air and the quality of air that we're breathing in. We know that we have heard many times in news reports about persons getting sick on the job because in the work environment there is mold buildup. And some people think, oh, what's the big deal? But only persons who have some sort of sensitivity will detect these things, but they're not the only persons affected by it. So as you go through your day, your week, your years, your months, also bear in mind that the air that you breathe in also contributes to your quality of health. So work towards being vigilant and making sure that you are getting fresh air all the time. And that's our tip for this morning, health wise.
Oh, fresh air.
Yep,
Yeah, well, a lot of Bahamians getting fresh air these days because it's so hot inside. Everybody's sitting outside,
yep.
you know. But crime.
But when they're sitting outside, make sure they're not sitting outside where people are smoking, because we know the science says that the persons that get the secondary smoke are more at risk for cancer than those that are actually putting that cigarette,
Yeah.
tobacco product to their mouth and actually smoking it.
Mhm.
So, yes, when you're sitting outside, make sure that where you're sitting is not near where the traffic is passing, where people are sitting and smoking and all that sort of stuff.
So, our topic to today, Jesus Lord,
Crime, crime, and relationship, because we have been looking everywhere for answers to crime. But is relationship where crime begin?
is relationship where crime begin? I believe. I'm glad you said it like that because let me take this. Let me take this on. You hit the button on the head, and let me share something with you. Now, watch what I can tell you about crime and relationship and how it's going to tie down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Crime is one of the topic that we been pushing in the corner. See, what we do when the public scream of crime, we react
Mm-hmm.
only when the public scream. You have a couple murders and then they react. But that's not solving crime. Let me see if I could tap into crime and relationship and how it works and how solution to it. Okay. If you watch where I'm going and follow me, if you take a look at, we're talking about statistics now. If you take a look at your police force who deals with crime, we blame parents, we blame the children, we blame everybody but crime. But I can tie this in, and you'll be amazed how this tie in. Look at your police force. Just look at your police force. First of all, most of the way they dress, the way they look, 90% of the time, you cannot even respect their parents. So as they come forth to approach you, their parents, they look break down. They look tired. They face tell you when they come to approach you. And most people, when they see a police shows up, you know what they say? What bullshit I gotta go through now. They never say when the police show up, okay, thank God the police show up, I can get some resolve. Or thank God I could trust this police. Or thank God I can get something done. When the police show up, they always shows up with the mentality is that you done something. They never shows up with a mentality that you innocent until proven guilty. So their approach is to you is that this. They come with an approach. I can deal with this matter. I can lock this boy up. They never come with an open air because they don't want to hear nothing you say. They were trained to take charge and to be a territory. So they come with this muscle, and it comes over like arrogant and stupid. So you back away from them. So now what it does, if you want to cooperate with them, if you want to help them, you withdraw because their approach is wrong. The relationship with crime and relationship. First, the police don't have to be your friend. I'm not talking about that. But you have to have trust in your beliefs. You also have to understand what your beliefs is telling you. Because 9 times out of 10, you believe the police is coming with a game. He can try to set you up. He can try to tie your tongue. He's going to try to lock you up. Because he sees you as a criminal before he even find out what's going on. They say police supposed to what? Investigate. Police comes to intimidate. That's a whole see, this is what goes wrong. They come to intimidate, not to investigate. So what has approaching the relationship with crime and police and relationship, the whole thing, there's no relationship. Because Bahamians, first, don't like police. They can't trust. They don't believe they could trust them. And then you don't like how they look because they come, first of all, majority of them big and fat. Oh yeah, I got in here. I got in the whole. We can talk about relationship. We can talk about the whole thing. They they look breakdown, like they tired. So there's no where you look at them. Just you walk in the door, you go, oh, this is a police I could look like I could trust because it begins with his mouth, what he says, how he approach you. It begins with where he look because you got to look like you strong, you in charge. Basically, you come to solve this problem. You ain't come to take no side. You ain't got no friend. So the first thing is your relationship towards me, how you treat me. This is how I trust you. See, we be kicking the can down the road. Police say, well, they ain't nothing. I ain't supposed to solve crime. I only supposed to come and investigate. No, no, no. Prevention is your key. This is where the police has kicked the can to parents, to society, to this. They're kicking the can down the road. They never take responsibility. They must take responsibility. If I hire me, watch now, privately hire a security force to take care of my business, you are responsible of securing my business, not me. You tell me the tools I need. Put the fence up, put the camera in, after that, it's your responsibility. The police has always says it's the public. It's the public. You know why they say it's the public? Because they never get whole account for their job. If you will fire them when they mess up, politically, you point this person to be in charge. You give them all the tools. I give you 5 years. In the third year, if you ain't got this crime under control, I fire you. I get somebody else who can do it. See, the relationship between crime and the police and the relationship with crime has to be taken serious. This is something you sit as a commander in charge of a certain area. You have to give me results. Why I pay you just to sit there and I get no results? No private company is going to hire a manager to run something and he's losing money. He's going to find a new manager. Isn't that right?
Yep. Effectiveness, getting
Yes.
results is what
Yes.
people are in the business of doing business for.
So too long, crime is being kicked down the road, blaming everybody else. If you thieving from my business, I want my business, I want that to be stopped. So I hire you to stop it. That's why I hire you. So we can go back to now relationship and crime.
I think, Tony, you have actually started at a very good place because one of the things that people must begin to realize is that the agency that is overall responsible for crime control, crime resolution, crime detection, crime prevention must be able to show and demonstrate that we are serious and we are here for your safety.
Hmm.
We are here for justice. We are here to ensure that you feel safe wherever you are, whatever you are doing. And so we have been discouraged from taking matters into our own hands. And so, therefore, when situations appear, I don't want to hear, oh, that's a domestic issue, or that between husband and wife, or y'all go over there and sort it out. When someone senses that they are in danger or they are not able to reach a solution to a problem, then that's where the mediation comes in. And the mediation doesn't have to be by a lawyer, it should be frontline assistance, which is the police.
Yes.
So
And
the relationship between the police and the community should be one of trust, should be one of confidence, where people can approach the system with confidence that even if they are the persons that are wrong, they will be pointed in the path where peace is reestablished.
see, what has established in our country where we gone wrong, we become a police state where the police become Lord and King. And they could go and do anything they want to do. They could write, see, they could write a boastless report on somebody and it's stick in court because we are tired of seeing the same thing over and over. So we judging everybody by the same book.
Hmm.
So what has happened? The police has gone contrary to their role.
Hmm.
The police has now taken on other roles where they're not responsible of. So they get so widespread, they can't focus on their role. See, the relationship between the public and crime is that crime being here before all of us. And
It has?
yeah, and crime will continue after all of us. So,
Okay.
so the police force is the management. They do the management of crime. I cannot, as a police officer, determine if I can kill you and stop me from killing you. That's a mindset. That's the development.
Ah,
Hold on. Okay, now watch where I go into this.
wow.
Then you butt in. But the police force or the system, crime system, could cause me pick up a gun and kill you
How is that?
because if I report you being a menace to me, you continue threatening me, you continue send your people to see me, you leave me no alternative. I want to live. So I'm going to pick up a gun and I'm going looking for you because the police or the criminal system did not did their job.
Hmm.
In society, that is where we going wrong because the police is doing another job, not the job they're supposed to be paid to do.
All right.
Okay.
Well, that other job, I guess we'll have to address at some other point.
Mhm.
But um, you said something that basically brings the problem away from the police to the individual themselves.
Mhm.
And that is okay, so I go to the police, I state my concern, nothing is done, and so I take matters into my own hand. You stated about fear for your life. And so, because you are fair for your life, instead of allowing that person to end your life, you end theirs. But either way, the results are pretty much the same
But
because
I
when
live in.
one you're living, but what happens after that? You might as well be dead because you're incarcerated. You are your whole picture, your whole goal in life now has been toppled. You're no longer independent. You're no longer free. You live in shame. People are judging you because they say, "Oh, you should have done something differently." So it's
Why?
it is to me poor judgment. And I think I understand what you're saying. People feel pressed to protect themselves.
Mhm.
But I'm not sure that that avenue is the best one to take, but it is the commonly taken
That's what
avenue.
that's what people do. That's what I'm trying to talk. I guess you say that to say what people do. I'm not saying it's the right way, but that's what they do. That's how they get their results.
Hmm.
So, see, relationship, crime and relationship. The police, first of all, they gotta go back and revamp. First of all, they gotta love their job. Most police probably don't love their job. See, the source is it begins. There's so many things you could approach with this. The source is the police. First have to love his job. It can't be I here for a couple of dollars. Majority of police are frustrated.
I was just about to ask you.
Yeah, and you know why they're frustrated? The system is not good to them. And it goes right back. That is why they come over with
So
this
forcefully and
uh, frustrated
hostility.
to the public. They frustrated to the public because the police hands are tied. And their hands are so tied because they, when I say earlier, they're not doing police work. They're doing everything other than police work. And and get back to that, but let me tell you how you can channel it down and tell you what's going on here. If you put a person in a uniform and you give them a badge and you give them some form of training, but you give them no direction. You come in, you say, I saw to your boss direct you to go. This is a job now. Don't teach you to think. They teach you only to listen. This is where the police having issues because they're not thinking. They have to follow the pattern. This is the trend. Nobody will say to somebody, hold on, buddy, slow down, slow down. Don't get all upset. Slow down. Take your time. Let's go through this logically. There's so many police officers who sit in the command of certain areas have no powers. Don't mind them. See, they have no power because if they had power, what they have power to run the people under them. That's their power. Drive them crazy. Go get this. Go do this. Go do. Drive them crazy. But they ain't got no power because the law says this, and the law says this, and the law says that. So they ain't got no power. Everything they do It's mechanical.
So I am hearing then that the problem is not with the persons employed within the system, but the system itself.
It's the system. So the poor police who want to do good, who want to help, who want to build a community, he don't have that opportunity because only the command guy gets the credit. Only the
Wow.
command guy can make things happen because he's see the power has to spread across the whole with control. Now, what has happened? There's some things that never reach the court. Yeah, the police should has the power certain things to deal with certain things. Because what we do now, we put everything to court, everything to court. In most cases, look at the statistics. Majority things get thrown out, or majority things people win. So what the point to push everything to court? You have to change the system so the police have teeth, have power, can make change on the ground. Now, my last before I close, you might say the police crooked. He can't put the power. That's why the police crooked. Because he don't have that power to make changes on the ground.
Tony, I must say we've touched
Just touch.
the tip
Just
of the iceberg
oh
when
yeah.
it comes to crime and
And relationship.
relationship.
Yeah.
That is one level.
Mhm.
We have some middle levels and some lower levels that
Oh,
we must
we
touch.
can go through the whole
Yeah,
we can go through the whole
because,
thing. But you
yeah,
gotta start with common
the
sense.
system, yeah.
Most time police don't approach you the right way. That's why things escalate all the time. And the police force has to get rid of those people who don't have the image of a police force. That's where and it ain't 10%. It's about 30%. They gotta get rid of them ones who believe that this power is theirs.
Hmm.
Because this is frustrating a lot of good people and making them criminals. And this is frustrating a lot of people commit
Okay.
suicide. A lot of people, this is the key, and then I close. A lot of time, things don't get solved in the Bahamas. It's because Bahamians are not supporting the police force because Bahamians don't like how the police force treats them. I close on that. We finish this on Wednesday.
Well, yeah, I think we could actually make it. That's the top level. You need to get to the middle level and
Yeah,
then down to the ground
there you go.
where the things are happening.
And then
So,
I can retire this into love, crime, the
mm-hmm,
relationship with love
mm-hmm,
and yeah.
yeah.
So
So
Wednesday we crime and relationship we continue
part
this.
two, yeah.
Yeah. I want to give them some ideas and some tips down the road so they could make it easier how to because I I I have a whole study on this. Back then I always talk about beliefs and crime. I mean, I actually went to the archive and do the whole research on some things on it. So I'm gonna take this on and Wednesday. So anything you got to say, Mel, before I close?
No, it's all in your hands.
Is Under the Tree Chat with Mel and Tony every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7:15. And folks, remember this today I feel good. So I want to put this joy in your lap and make all of y'all feel good. Mel, that's right. And have an
Share
enjoy.
the love, share the joy,
Share the
share the
love and
happiness.
sing. If you wake up in the morning, you feel that song in your heart, sing it. Don't feel afraid. Once I was a sinner, Lord, and Lord, I live and die, 'cause I living on the hallelujah side. My song. I close on that.